everybody.
Hi!
So we planned to go to the beach today, and the weather was like, no! So we decided to watch a movie instead.
We'll be watching The Pirate Fairy,
Which is a part of the Tinkerbell sort of line of movies.
It's Natasha Bedingfield.
It's always just like these really cheerful, like poppy songs.
Like Natasha Bedingfield.
But that's Raven Simone.
And Lucy Liu!
Why is she using a toothbrush?
It's a small bird.
I feel like a toothbrush would be too harsh on a very small bluebird.
It's a soft bristle toothbrush.
How do you know that?
Because that's what I have to use to clean Quinn.
The girl next to her is like, oh my god. Yeah, don't play with the system. Come on.
That's what happens in all of these movies.
A female character is like, why is society this way? And then society's like, just because. And then the female character is like, but I want to change it.
Yvette's out for the day, Fairy Gary.
Fairy Gary!
Well, like, all of the head fairies are like, fairy name that rhymes with fairy.
Do their names change when they get older? They become Fairy Dairy?
They must.
Fairy Clary?
Zarina, you're the most inquisitive fairy I've ever known.
We don't like women to think or question things.
We do not tamper with pixie dust.
There are no scientists in the fairy community.
There don't need to be scientists. They've got magic.
That's true.
Here's my crack den where I smuggled dust out of the tree. Where did this blue one come from? It just dropped out of nowhere. The plot was just like, it's the same dust.
Yeah, it's the same color. Oh, but it does something else.
Katara!
Oh, what does Fairy Gary think about all this? He doesn't really think we should tamper with pixie dust.
Maybe you should listen.
I guess he thinks that this stuff is dangerous.
I'm gonna continue to use it. Everyone is
It's
gonna
time
know.
for the disaster that moves the rest of the movie. That snail.
That's...
Oh, look at the snail's face!
Care
He's like
about a
biting
snail.
the plant! It's not alive! Like, well, yes,
It's
is,
alive.
but it's alive, but it's not sentient. Like, it's just growing. Oh no, the caterpillar's gonna die! You screwed everything up, Zarina. I feel like she shouldn't come rushing, though.
I think it's best if you don't come in at all.
That's a really dramatic way of saying that you're fired. To the Fairy Olympics!
He looks
The
like
dumb comic relief.
he looks like the sidekick from The Princess and the Swan. The prince's best friend that's like super scared of everything.
Yeah, he does.
Ice fairies!
It's Disney on Ice! Pirates!
Yes.
Think about it though, like, she's like a bioterrorist, basically. She's got all of the command of the elements at her side because of chemicals.
Sleepy powder.
She looks super evil.
She's been working with pirates.
It's true.
Excuse me. Sorry, yes, me again. I'm coming.
How can he not notice that, like, nothing is happening?
Because he's actually the guy from the Swan Princess.
Because he's stupid.
I came back and put you all to sleep so I could steal some more of this blue stuff.
I mean, I don't know why she needed to do that, because they were all out of their houses anyway. Nobody was there, which seems stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be changing the procedure in the future.
She's got like gold dust like in her braids. Like
It's super cool.
a detail. The thing I love about these movies is that it really just teaches little girls that like friendship with other girls will help you do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah. So many times we see in movies when women work with other people, they're usually doing it for bad reasons.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, when women team up with other women, like, traditionally in film, like, it means that they're doing something bad.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, women who have good intentions work by themselves.
We have to rescue her!
But they're
Iridessa is going to, like, collapse. Oh my god.
Iridessa! Small tiny fairy is the captain of the Jolly Roger.
You had your chance.
Bioterrorism.
Where does the blue dust come from?
You know, that's not explained. How do they not notice that they're all wearing different dresses?
It's the same dress, it's all different colors.
The Silver Mist, can you park the...
Take your hat!
Iridessa, though.
What did you do? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Zarina switched our heads!
Silver Mist!
She has the best of intentions.
But TikTok! What's that?
Iridessa, like, touches a plant accidentally, and she's like, ah! I don't know if she can handle this mission.
Oh, look at his eyes!
Oh.
He's like, no!
No! Tom Hiddleston!
Tom Hiddleston plays James Hook.
He's great as James Hook, though. He's just so wonderful. Like, he does everything with such, like, unironic enthusiasm and joy, and I love it! Tom Hiddleston is a treasure!
Exactly.
It's really interesting that, like, Hook can actually, like, understand her. It makes sense as far as, like, explaining Peter Pan.
So, she's going to make the whole ship fly!
Think I feel a song coming on!
Oh, imagine the places that we'll go.
No one can stop us when we're so high in the stratosphere.
He has the waist to shoulder ratio of a Dorito.
So that's how they're gonna fly. She's gonna make pixie dust.
I mean, like, that's an amazing accomplishment, though. Like, she recreated their entire, like, life support system from scratch.
She looks seasick.
This never happened when I was a water fairy.
Poor Silver Mist.
She has this tiny little needle for a sword.
You don't belong here. This is exactly where I belong, Tink.
We appreciate what she can do.
Why are none of them like, oh my gosh, he can understand us? The other humans
That's a good
can't,
question.
except for Peter. It's like the scenes between Hook and Zarina. Like, I really feel like there's actually, like, sexual tension. Just a little bit. Like, he's totally playing her. He's doing the same thing that he does in Peter Pan with Tinkerbell, where he's just like, I understand you. I'm charming and handsome. Except in Peter Pan, he's not so much. But in here, like, he's younger and, like, more good looking.
Are you afraid?
They're totally flirting. This scene is just like, oh look, Hook is a good person. Oh crap.
Well then,
Evil!
we won't need you anymore.
Remember what we told you earlier? Well, we were wrong.
It's like the fairy keeping cage.
Yeah.
He keeps it forever.
You cretins.
You cretins!
First of all, it's cretin. If you're gonna threaten me, do it properly.
She's like, we just had a really good moment, and you have ruined everything!
Rosetta, he can get us out of here.
Good. Good, crocodile. Come here.
Good!
Return that blue dust, or your friend is done for.
I mean, there could have been this really scary moment in a Disney movie where they're like, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Or the one. Where did she get the eyeshadow?
Stole from pirates.
We're headed for the second star. The blue dust will be gone forever.
Was that all of the blue dust?
Yes.
That was a stupid idea.
Yes. So is fairy dust like the magical blue dust that has no origin mixed with like tree sap? Because it comes out of a tree.
And how long does it last? How much do they have stored in there? Like, do they need to replenish it like every 5 minutes? Like, they're gonna run out really quickly. Then they're just gonna fall, if they're unlucky, into a landmass.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous that these fairies would, like, be able to take down these, like, grown men, like, with swords.
No fair! Come back here!
I feel like a pirate would never say, no fair! You come back here! Where did she find such a tiny eye patch?
Why is she wearing an eye patch?
That's what she's been doing while everybody else has been fighting.
Wait, he swallowed a clock. Oh my god.
There's no way that she can have that much strength against him.
So she can hold off his sword, but she can't rip her skirt.
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
I want answers, Disney. Maybe this is why he didn't come back to make a deal with the fairies. Because, like, the fairies know him now.
Tinkerbell doesn't seem to remember him very well.
I think it's under different circumstances. Fairies can only feel one emotion at a time because they're so tiny. And so, like, when she goes to confide in him, she's, like, super jealous.
Take this back to Pixie Hollow.
You can go back with them!
I love Queen Clarion's dress.
Should remove that headband, though. Headband's stupid.
No, I like it. It's a crown.
It's not a crown.
It is a crown. She's the queen.
No, like Zarina.
Oh.
They're like the colors of the rainbow. You know what's interesting is that she's essentially like the fairy avatar. Zarina essentially has mastered like all of the fairy elements.
Fire.
Just
water.
Light.
Air.
That's a very nice hook.
Just give me a hand.
Oh. What did we learn from the pirate fairy?
When girls work together, things happen. You can save fairy dust.
Make the best of every situation, including when your powers are mixed up.
If you are as anxious as Iridessa,
maybe you should sit this one out.
If you guys have any like suggestions for Disney movies or just regular movies that you want us to watch and like comment on, leave them in the comments below. We'll see you in 2 weeks.